And hello everybody, we start with a sniffle. That's a good sign. Welcome, and a second sniffle. Now it's just annoying. Anyway, welcome back to the command point where me, Nurgleprobe, and the dude below me, H8, talk about Warhammer 40k. He's waving, isn't he? Yes, he's waving.
He's
Awesome.
waving.
I saw some movement
He's waving.
on my side here.
A movement.
Because even though he's below me here, he's next to me in real life. Not in real life, in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
I hope not, because that would be scary.
Yes, so welcome back to our very, shall we say, casual 40k podcast, because we are casual players, though we do enjoy all the parts of the game, and competitive rules are something that we enjoy, and so on and so on and so forth. Yes. But welcome back. If you're here, everybody. You can either watch this on YouTube or on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you can find info down below, and if you're on Twitch, you can just type / or !YouTube, and you'll get to the YouTube, and you can find the playlist with all the previous episodes where we've talked about things. Welcome to the podcast, co-host.
Thank you. I'm the co-host.
Believe it or not, people are confused. I am confused, but...
I am also very confused. How the hell did I get here? How did I get to
You installed the internet and a webcam.
Really?
And suddenly it happened.
That was ages ago.
Anyway, so we have a few things to talk about today. The episode in the biggest form is about models today.
Yes.
So today we are going to talk about our favorite models. But before we get to that good part of this thing, I thought we were going to do a few news and a few things that will happen on the podcast and around the world and so on.
Yes.
So first of all, we are still doing our Total War Warhammer campaign. Warhammer 2, to be exact. We are doing that. And that is up on the YouTubes now. And once again, as I said, ! YouTube. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, there's links down
below. The thing is now up, if I know correct.
The last part is going up today, actually, if you watch this live. So the first 4 parts of that campaign, the first 4 hours of that is up now on YouTube. But we're also continuing the campaign in real life, live today. After the pod.
And I'm gonna brush everything, and I can't really remember what I did last time.
We both failed horribly last time.
Lost my whole armies and
yeah, we both did not good last time. Anyway, that was that for that. Now let's talk about the command point a little bit. So first and foremost, the Deathwatch codex is out, and if you look back on... No, it's not out. It's out this weekend.
It's not out. It's on pre-order right now.
Yes, it's on pre-order. Sorry. It's out this weekend. But it's out for the people that knows Games Workshop, as we all know, because they can look at the book.
Who has special connections, which we don't have for some reason.
What? Get us special connections. You need to do something as a co-host.
I need to call them right now.
Anyway, that is out, but we don't have the book yet, and I feel like we should have the book in front of us before we actually start doing the review. But we are doing a review.
Yeah. We're gonna do it as soon as we get our grabby hands on it.
Yes. So as soon as that is in our hand, or in my hands, I guess, because I am getting that since I have the army. But obviously, you can check it out as well. We're gonna do that sometimes in the future. The codex is out this weekend, so hopefully as soon as possible.
Yeah, we will. I would assume it will be relatively soon.
Yep. Other than that, we are also. I just wanted to, announce that we are going to do more top lists on the podcast.
I almost thought you said topless, but
yeah, we're going topless. It's what we're doing now because we want to be banned from Twitch forever and probably red flagged on YouTube.
Yes.
No, but the next top list today is for models, Games Workshop, Forgeworld, any kind of Citadel miniature that has been for any of the Warhammer games, really.
Yes.
At least for some of us. And because I'm not spoiling anything, but there's a lot of 40k going on in one person's list. In both, to be fair.
Well, I haven't really spread out in my miniature
likiness
exploration.
That's true. So the next list we're gonna do is the top 5. I'm gonna say Space Marine chapters because that's what they will always be in my mind.
Yes.
But the next list will be our top 5 chapters. So look forward to that coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully after the Deathwatch review. Hopefully we'll get to that first. But who knows?
Of course we'll get that first. Come on. You're gonna do a thing.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
Very interesting.
let me just do the thing first, and then. So how did you do your top 10? Explain that for us while I fix this.
I sat down. I opened up a little sheet of a notepad sheet on my computer, and then I sat down and thought to myself, what miniature models look cool / do I enjoy to play with? Sort of like that. So I just took out the sheet and just wrote down 10, just 10 of them. So I got a bunch of them, and then I thought to myself, okay, which one of these deserves to be my number one model, in my personal opinion? So I just rearranged some stuff, and then I came up with a little list.
Aren't you cool?
Aren't I?
Well, I mean,
how do you do it?
Questionable. I basically went through all of the miniatures that I could find. A horrible way of doing it. And wrote down all of the ones that I enjoy. Which were a lot of them, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I kind of just thought, do I like this more than the other miniature? And I started like calling out the worst ones. And then I made my top 10 by just basically taking one model, putting it in there. Is that nice? Take the next model. And then I kept doing that until I had a top 10.
God.
It's really hard too, because some models are just like, I like these similarly much. Like, not one that triggers me more than the other, which is.
And there's like some models have a certain models with a certain theme are really hard to differentiate, to actually pick out. Like, I like these more better than these. I mean, I will probably take up examples soon, but
I have a feeling that you will. So let's start with number 10, shall we? There's 10 in the corner. I needed to fix that before we started so that people, if you're on YouTube watching this, you can simply slide along and see the number up in the corner and,
that's a 10.
Whatever you want to.
All right, number 10.
Number 10. So we're going to go through the top 5, but we're going to stop at 10 to see which models missed the top 5, basically.
Yes. So you just quickly go through the top 10 to 6, really, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm just going to set the thing up here.
He's setting the thing up.
You can actually say what your 10 is. And I can
so my number 10. I had some trouble actually putting these guys down because I thought I would put them up much, much higher. But they're just number 10. But there you go. They are the Vanguard Veterans for the Space Marine chapters.
Oh, man.
The Jump Pack Special Elite Squad for the Space Marines.
And they will be up in a second.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay. Yeah, but I do like, as a Raven God person
player, yep.
I do like my unpacks and my lightning claws and my attacks.
Chainswords?
But then again, and chainswords.
You don't like the chainswords?
I do enjoy chainswords, but I like lightning claws and thunder hammers more.
Okay, lightning claws are cool, actually.
And force axes. They are like my.
All right. Well,
they appeal to my Viking side.
I think chainswords was something that I didn't like in the beginning, and then they've like grown on me since I've played Warhammer from the beginning. That's kind of how it's been for me.
They're more of a icon now, actually.
I kind of like them.
Yeah,
they're nice.
But I like them aesthetically, pretty much. But as I played more and more with them, I just realized how hard they are to implement into the game, really.
Yep.
And so that's why it comes so low on the list, because I had some horrible experiences with them. I want them to be good. I want to enjoy them, but somehow I just can't make it work yet.
You just overpay the points, and then they die fast, and you're like, well, that's a big chunk of my points. I just went nowhere.
Exactly.
All right, so
what is your number 10?
Well, my number 10 is super interesting. Trust me. My number 10 is actually one of my favorite units that I've never gotten to use because I've not actually played with them in the past. You don't know my list either, so that's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a vehicle, and then you can see it now.
Okay.
On the stream. It's the Mars pattern basilisk. It's a basilisk, basically. But I took the Mars pattern one because it's the best looking one.
Oh, yeah, right.
And it's a Forgeworld model version of this tank. And the reason I picked this one is because I love artillery. And this is like the most artillery tank that you can get. It has a big cannon on it. It shoots far. It rolls a big amount of dice. Well, it's not a big amount of dice, but it's a high damage output, and it can be a lot of hits from a big damage gun. I think it's strength 9, and then it's 2d6. You pick the highest number, and that's the amount of hits you get. And it can basically shoot anything on the map. It doesn't need to have vision. It's artillery. It feels good. It's just
cool. Yep. It looks like a World War II tank from the German side.
Yep, it does. And yeah, I just love that about it, actually. I think this one looks so much better than the normal Basilisk. Even though the normal Basilisk looks fine, this looks like an actual tank that would have been used.
I can agree.
Yeah. While the Basilisk one is more like, it's just basically an artillery piece with wheels on it. They can move it around easily.
Well,
that's kind of the point.
That's kind of the point.
All right. So, shall you go to your number 9 then?
Number 9.
Oh Jesus.
For my number 9, and here's one of the things I just thought to myself, like, there are a lot of versions of it, but yeah, couldn't really decide on a specific version of it, so I just put down. I have the Bane Blades as my number 9.
Oh yes.
Which is just the
sexiest of tanks.
It's the sexiest of the tanks. It's the biggest tank in the Imperial Guard arsenal. I mean, it's a more or less like a rolling command center / fortress / just super heavy tank
with a lot of guns and cannons on it.
A lot of guns, and it has a lot of a lot of variations. You can specialize it by changing up the guns and make it do different roles. I mean, it's a nice looking tank. I mean, if you like tanks, you have to like the Land Raider or the Bane Blade.
I would say it's the one 40k tank that looks most like a tank would look like. I mean, I guess the Lehman Russ would be the most,
but not really. It looks either, because Lehman Russ is really, really bulky.
Yeah.
Compared to the Bane Blade.
Yes.
Although the Bane Blade is like the size of 4 Lehman Russes.
Yeah,
but
the Bane Blade is huge if you look at the size, but if you look at the form of it, if it was tinier, it would still be the most like logical design, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I like it. And I do enjoy some. I've read some stories with the Bane Blade, of a Bane Blade crew, and they are really, really nice to listen to.
Right. So my number 9.
And read.
Is something that you're going to be so amazed by. It's a infantry choice for the Imperial Guard. It's an old school model. So many things that we It's the Mordian Iron Guard. That's my number 9.
The what now?
The Mordian Iron Guard. The one chapter I wish they would redo into plastic, because they look like military. They look very... We are Swedish people. We can admit.
We're Swedish.
We like our soldiers dressed well. Like, we go to the what do we even call it? The king's house.
You mean the
what do we call it? What? Yeah, the base. Yeah, exactly. And we see the dressed up guards, and it's like, it's something about dressed up guards and soldiers that just makes me feel good. And the Mordian Iron Guard is that. They are wearing beautiful hats, beautiful uniforms, and I just like it. It's one of those chapters that I wish would come back, or at least become more available again. That they would print some of the special and heavy weapons again, just so we could buy it one more time. I have some of these models. I've just recently cleaned them up so that I'm going to repaint them into my heretics, and they are going to be on my basilisks because I have some of their like cannon or their what's it called? Shell holding miniatures.
Oh yeah, the Operation Crew.
Oh yeah, but it's the mortar crew. But I'm gonna put it on the basilisk because it makes sense because the shells from the old mortars are huge. Anyway, so that's my number 9. Let's move on to the next one.
Number 8 is also kind of hard to put down on the. It's there for the top 10 for a reason. It's a Space Wolf Venerable Dreadnought, the one with the axe and shield, and it just it combines my love for dreadnoughts with my love for Viking weaponry and iconography. What was it called?
Iconography. There we go.
Yeah, exactly that word.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Let's not get another carrot sticks in here.
No, that's not. It's just so cool. I mean, just look at it. You got the skulls, wolf skulls, you got the runes, you got the big, giant round shield and the axe. And it's like...
Yeah, it's nice.
And you just go around feeling like that. It's like, that's not how a dreadnought should fight and move, but it does, and it's just awesome.
I mean, there is a space wolf in there, so obviously he would fight like that.
Yeah, obviously. It's gonna need his axe and his round shield, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I checked the kit out when I took these, or when I saved these pictures, and I noticed that it actually has a lot of options, that kit. Because I thought it was mostly... It's that one, and it has the close combat weapons, but it actually has like the cannons and everything as well. So it's a good kit too, if you want to build a dreadnought and want it to look different. All right, so that's your number 8. What is my number 8?
I don't know. What is your number 8?
My number 8 is from an army that I actually own. So there's not a lot of options there. It's the kill team.
It's the kill team.
It is the kill team. And the reason I picked this is because the kill teams look good. The normal kill team marines look great, I think. And they have so many options that if you like marines just a tiny bit, there's no way that you're not going to be able to build the Deathwatch marine that you, or like kill team veteran that you enjoy looking at.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You can have heavy weapons, you can have special swords, you can have special things, you can be any chapter, you can... There's so many things going on with the kill team that I just enjoy. And that is why I've always loved them. From the first moment I saw them. Me and my brother back in the day when the Deathwatch first became a thing, we even bought the Forgeworld upgrade kit, which I still have in a box behind me, actually. They don't look as good as the plastic ones now, though. But, still, it's nice to have those metal pieces just to remember where they come from. So, my number 8 is the Deathwatch. It's not called a kill team, it's just called Veterans these days, but they will always be a kill team in my heart.
They make part of a kill team.
Yes. I think it actually because the new game is going to be called Kill Team. So they don't want to be mixing it up. So the game will be called Kill Team, and the Deathwatch will be called Veterans.
Kill Team.
That should be coming soon. So, number 7.
Number 7 for me is the Helldrake.
Ew.
And surprisingly enough, it's not a...
Sorry about the horrible pictures on this one.
It's okay, I guess. But yeah, Helldrake. I mean, it's just cool looking. I mean, it's a giant metal bird shooting flames out of his mouth, really.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
It's just not... What's not to like? I mean, it's got all the... It's really nicely decorated as well. There's all the squiggly lines and all this. It's so chaosy, and yet it's very elegant for being a chaos unit also.
It is, actually. If they cleaned it up a bit, gave it not a head, but like a cockpit, it would look like a good flyer, I think.
Yeah.
Or other armies. It would probably be more like a Dark Eldar thing, probably, though.
Yeah, probably.
It looks like that.
But yeah, that's my number 7. It's not really much to say about it, otherwise it just looked really, really cool.
Like it. And that's a demon, right? That's a demon vehicle, I believe.
Yes, there's a demon vehicle.
Yeah, so there's a living creature in that thing. Awesome. My number 7. Yep. Go ahead. Say what you're...
No, go. Your number 7.
Oh my god, now we're never going to hear what he was about to say. My number 7 is also chaos-based. And it's, of course, I'm a Nurgle fan. I'm a Death Guard fan. So, of course, it's the old school Typhus, which I didn't really find any good pictures of. But here's a comparison with the old Typhus compared to the newer Typhus. And there is Typhus himself. It's just, he looks great. I was always a fan of this model, the old Typhus model. I do enjoy the new one as well. I think the new one fits the game better, and his design is probably better. But the old pose where he's holding his sight, you just know he's going to come up and cut you down. It's something special about it. He's so tiny now, though, compared to the new things. Like all Deathguard things, the newer ones are so big that if you put the old Typhus next to like a normal Plague Marine now, he looks tiny. So, kind of unfortunate, but still a great looking model, great pose. Everything about it is just good. He's a metal model these days, though, or he's not available anymore, actually. So, unfortunately.
You mean as the old model, right?
The old model is not available anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, good luck finding that. There's still a lot of people selling it, though.
Yeah, you could probably just buy it somewhere.
Yep. So that's my number 7.
Number 7.
Go into number 6. Let's see what's number 6.
Into number 6 is the one and only Saint Celestine.
What?
The living saint.
The living saint. What? Did you look at the older model when you did this?
No, the newer model.
Yeah, okay. But have you seen the older one, the metal one, where like 2 Cerberus are carrying her?
No, actually.
Robe? I actually really like her last model as well. So
yeah,
you should look at that later. But yes, I agree with this one. This choice is. Yeah. I think the new. Yeah, go ahead. It's your model.
Yeah, go ahead. You think the new.
If this is a sign where the sisters are going design wise and look and feel wise, I think it's gonna be one of the best looking model or armies in the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very clean. It's very. Yeah, as you say, I like the look and the feel of it. So you can find a big picture for myself. There we go. and with her little companions there, they are also like really, they complement her really well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I like the way the scrolls work as a support, keep her up in the air. I like how they implemented that.
Yep.
So it doesn't take away. They don't have the see-through stick just coming out of her. It's just a part of the model that just should flow down to the ground. It just makes a really good transition through to a flying base model to a
Mm-hmm.
And with the icons and it's a very slick model too. I mean I like slick models with not a hell of a lot of details, but still enough details to like just pick some stuff up.
Yeah, I would say it's still like really detailed.
It's just that it's just amazing.
Yeah, sounds like this should have been higher than your number 6.
Yeah, it was really.
It was hard.
It was my number 5.
Maybe you favoritized on some models above this one. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about putting her way more up on the list, but then again. One, I haven't really had her yet. I'm still waiting for a friend to actually give it to me.
Yeah.
I could buy it off from him. I mean, and still, there's something. I don't know what it is.
It's a good model. It's a really good model.
It's just a really, really good model. I mean, I just haven't I haven't got the personal connection to it yet. If I had it with me, it would have probably gone way up higher on the list.
Yep.
But right now it's just this off-distant, really good-looking model, which I can't get my hands on right now.
There's good choice.
But I can. But...
Well, you can. It missed your top 5, so yep. It's clearly it's a bad miniature. That's what we've learned.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bad miniature.
And for me, funny enough, my number 6 is actually from the same army. Mm-hmm. Also a Sisters model, but it's not Celestine. But it is the Canoness Viridian, I think you pronounce that. And it's the special edition model they did to celebrate, I don't know if it was the 20-year celebration, maybe something. I don't remember exactly why they did the model, but it is the person or character on the cover of the old Sisters of Battle Codex, which is a very iconic picture or artwork
I never really
for the sisters.
Thought about that.
So this is the model version of that, and I'm definitely, for sure, gonna get one of these models to paint up for my army when the sisters comes out. Probably before then, because I think it just looks good, and I would love to have this like a centerpiece leader next to Celestine. I think those two would match really well. So that's my number 6. That just missed my top 5.
Just missed the top 5.
Nothing else to say about it. It just looks good.
Yeah. Good. And speaking of top 5,
dun 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 dun.
So HA's number top 5.
Number top 5.
Number top 5. The number 5. The top 5 list.
You put this on 5 just to make sure that it was in top 5, right? Your 5.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had to. A little bit. It was hard, and I just felt like in the end, I just felt like he needed to be there. He needed to be there.
And there we
Not
go.
because I had some. I have some good moments with him, but he's to the big name reveal. It's Shadow Captain Shrike. Yeah. I mean, just look at him. I mean, as a Vanguard fan,
I must admit that I really like his model a lot.
Yeah.
I was a Vanguard fan back in the day as well because of jump packs mostly. But
yeah, and the funny part is I like him so much, and I actually have two of him now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought the second one. For 2 reasons. First reason, because my first model lost its hand for a little while. And I couldn't find it for the life of me. And then I found it, and I was like, oh, there it is. That look back together, like, oh, here he is again. And for the second reason now, I'll still have it, is because I want to repaint it.
Yeah.
I want to paint it again with my new skills, my new skill set, so I can make him look even nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, even
Sounds
nicer.
Like a good plan.
Yeah. But that's some project in the future. Anyway.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, he also has a very rich history. I bought a book also that is creatively called Shrike, actually. See if I can find it on my beautiful bookshelf. Yeah, there it is. I mean, this little thing, and he's been through so many adventures. It's kind of fun actually, because throughout his life, from like initiate to chapter master, he hunts down one big orc. This is like the main goal, to hunt down this giant orc that has been plaguing him through his entire life, and he's like sacrificed himself just to have a chance to redeem himself and actually slay this orc. And the model, I mean, it's not the best cast, really. It's still a resin cast model, which makes it a little bit fiddly to work with, but it's still a good cast. I mean, it still looks good. It has all the right shapes and forms. And once I actually paint it properly, it will actually probably like pop out more.
Yep. It's one of the best. I don't know if it's one of the best anymore, but it's so iconic, Shrike, so that you kind of have to like this model.
Yeah.
Kind of how I feel about it. It's a lot of symbology on him as well, or symbols and well, icons.
Yeah, I really wish they could make more of that. I mean, with the skull and the wings on the jump packs, just makes it look so. Yeah.
I feel like Vanguard definitely would have deserved their own codex at some point, but probably won't happen ever, but it would be nice.
No, it will probably not happen. I mean, their history isn't that rich, really.
No. It's probably a bigger chance that, well, Ultramarines already have the basic codex. They will always be the basic codex army.
Exactly.
So we don't have to go into that discussion now. That's for another day. But that's an interesting discussion to see which chapters deserve their own codex.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And stats-wise, he's just a beast of slaying infantry, really.
Yep. Anything else you want to say about your number 5 before we move on?
I love him! I need to play him more. I need to have him more in my lists when I play Vanguard.
I feel like you're definitely going to play him in your kill team. Not maybe as the character, but as just a miniature in kill team, right?
Yeah, that could probably be a thing.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes.
So my number 5, not that I can remember my number 5, but I'm going to see it here in a second.
You can't remember your number 5?
My number 5 is kind of a silly pick. It's basically been on your list already.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, right? Can you guess which of your 6 to 10 that it is that I'm talking about? It's kinda the thing you have there. So which thing could be kinda on your list?
The Helldrake?
No, the Helldrake is always the Helldrake. It's the Dreadnought!
It's the... Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
the
right.
basic Dreadnought, or any of the Dreadnoughts, really, because I couldn't pick one, but the basic Dreadnought is really nice. The Ironclad that's on screen now is not as nice as the normal one, but just Dreadnoughts. I love Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted to make a Dreadnought army, but you couldn't, so I was sad. And then the Blood Angel Codex came out, and they had an HQ Dreadnought, and I was like, oh my fucking god, I need some Dreadnoughts, but I was poor, so I couldn't get the Dreadnoughts. And these days, I realize they're not really good enough to have as an army, so I'll never get a Dreadnought army anyway. But it makes me sad. I love the Dreadnought. I just love a robot walking around, punching things, shooting with the best possible weapons that it can have. And the whole story about, a soldier being in there to basically be kept alive. Or, you kind of been maimed. Yeah, here's a robot for you. Oh, nice. Thank you. And then
you're almost dead, but you're still technically alive, so
your service is not over.
Life support for like eternity and make you fight as a big giant robot, and you will like slowly go insane because the machine spirit will slowly take over your mind, and I guess sensory deprivation will like take you eventually because you're still in a giant tank of liquids.
Yeah, I don't really know what happens to your body or when you're in there. I'm guessing not good things.
No, that's basically it. I mean, there are some Chaos Marines. I remember a quote. I kind of remember a quote from a Chaos Space Marine. It's like, no. He shouts when he's gonna turn into a Dreadnought. I mean, he like fights to not being turned into it because he knows that he's just gonna go slowly insane because he's gonna be in this enclosed space and just have this machine spirit talking to him. I mean,
yeah. So yeah,
model-wise, yes.
Model-wise, I've always loved the Dreadnought, and I do feel a bit envious that the Blood Angels can have a Dreadnought army. Probably not, good, but it's kind of cool just to have tiny bots running around and punching things, as I said. The newest Dreadnought, not as big of a fan of the newest one, to be fair. I feel like it's a bit too...
bulky?
Not bulky. I mean, the old one is definitely super bulky, but the new one is just... It feels different. It's not quite the same.
No.
It's not as cute.
I can agree. I mean, it's the reason why I have a Dreadnought in the list, because I as well love the Dreadnought. I like how they look, how they feel.
Mm-hmm. And usually people will never target it either, so it will always be allowed to shoot if it has shooting things. I have 3 Dreadnoughts in my possession, I believe. One that I've gotten recently that I painted. Actually, the Deathwatch one that you see there. But I have 2 more that I need to repaint. At some point, I'm going to use 3 Dreadnoughts in one army, for sure. So
yeah,
with the new the 8th edition rules, it's actually easier for any army to do the Dreadnought army now, because you can have the elite choices only, or heavy weapon. They're elites, right?
Sorry. Yeah, they're elites.
Is there any of them that's a heavy choice? The newest one, I think, is a heavy. I don't remember exactly.
I don't know, actually.
Anyway, Dreadnoughts, my number 5.
Yeah.
So let's go on
to my number 4 then, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not a big leap from Dreadnoughts, actually, but it's still pretty big leap from Dreadnoughts. Yeah. It's the as you said before, I also like big robots, basically. So I thought to myself, knights. I like knights. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, those Forgeworld knights, the tall, sleek ones, they are, oh my god.
Super ugly, I agree.
No, they're not. They're like, they're so amazingly... They're so beautiful. They're so elegant. I mean, I like knights. The regular knights are a little more stumpy, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
A little more hunched over for a bit. Yep. But these ones, I mean, they look like just big humanoid robots.
Mm-hmm.
with the swords and the shield, not really shields, but swords and the cannons. I don't really know what it is about them, but I like the look that it is that they look like big people. You know?
Yeah. This is like your one choice that I do not agree with.
Do not agree with.
Yeah. I just don't think these looks. I don't feel like these look better than the normal knights. But that's how I feel.
It's close, but I think they do look a little bit. I mean, they have. It's the design that just puts them apart from the rest.
Yeah. I understand why you like them. It's just the things that you like about them, I think, is the things that I dislike.
Don't like them.
Yeah, if you
yeah, that's okay.
That is definitely okay, because we are all different.
Sadly, I don't know any stats about them. I probably have special stats because they're Forgeworld and have different guns and all that shit, and I will probably not never own one, especially when the new knight comes out, which is more. Oh, I should have that one on the list.
Oh, missed out. You missed out. It's not out yet though, so I guess that's fine.
But still, it's got some pictures of it.
So number 4 is the new Dreadnought, the new.
Number 4 is the new Dreadnought. Yeah, no, it's not even Dreadnought. It's Knight. Yeah. All right. That looks more. It looks more like a Titan, which.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Sadly, there aren't any. Yeah, they are Titans, right? Yeah, they do exist. Yeah, but anyway, so that's my number 4. I can't really say much about it otherwise than it is.
You enjoy
for a night. I enjoy the look of them.
All right. Goody. Is it time for my number 4? I think.
Yes, it is.
All right. So this is an old school model once again, much older than Typhus. Probably as old as the artwork of the Canoness that we just looked at.
Oh God.
If not older, actually. And that is the old school Demonettes. This is like one of the models that I'm just like, I want a squad of these to paint and have in a demon army because they look so much better than the new Demonettes. So in the past, Games Workshop was a company that didn't care about family values. And they allowed some body parts to be showing on some models that they can't really have anymore. And they are sleek. They are definitely feel like they should, basically. Because Demonettes, the whole idea of them is that they are sexy and they kill you.
They're sexy and they kill you. Nurgle 2018.
Well, that's yes. Perfect. But the whole idea is that they tempt you, but when you get close or when, they get to you, they become grotesque and they kill you, basically, right?
So, like mermaids.
Yeah, exactly. Or harlequins or whatever you prefer. And the old ones just fit the bill on that, I think. And they just look so good. I've seen some of them in real life painted well, and they look so good on the table, too.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, the newer Demonettes are more into the grotesque side. They don't look as sleek. They still look good, the new Demonettes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're fine. But compared to the older ones, they're just like not even close.
I'm trying to find a good picture for myself.
Of the older ones?
Yeah.
It is tricky.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah, they're really showing.
Yep, they are definitely naked. Some of them have extra ones, because...
But that's the thing about Slaanesh. I mean, just watch. There's this model or unit called the Keeper of Secrets, I think, if I remember correctly. And also have extras of the parts.
The milk parts.
Yes.
So, yes. But yeah, I just love this unit. I think they look good. If I ever got into... This is like the biggest reason that I will never get into a Slaanesh army. Even though I like Slaanesh, it's because I would like these Demonettes, not the newer ones. And that would be annoying to find.
I can really agree with that. I would also like the older versions of the Demonettes. Mm-hmm. And the new versions, actually. Even though the new versions, as you say, are not real, they're kind of PG-13.
They don't feel as I said, sleek. These feel swift, like swift warriors that are going to come up and kill you, while the new ones are a bit more... I don't know, their poses are just not as good, I think.
Kinda...
Like, they're just standing there.
Yeah, they're a little bit front-heavy with their giant claws.
Yeah. So, that is my number 4. I hope you all agree with me. Let's move on.
I can agree with you.
To your number 3, then.
My number 3, it's I'm actually kind of shocked myself that I put this model so up high, actually.
Okay.
Don't really know why, but it just got there because I really enjoy the look of it.
Is it because you like Overwatch?
What?
Is it because you like Overwatch so much?
No, it's not. But I do like hoods.
Yep.
No, but it's the Primaris Chaplain. And the reasoning behind this is it's very... I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's very, very 40k. It's very 40k. I mean, just look at it. It got the cloak and the hood, and it got all this skull imagery on it as well. Yes, with the skull face and the staff and the rib cage.
Yeah. And
the book and the weapon of him. It's just so... It's very, very 40k, especially for the Imperium side of things.
It's definitely a chaplain, that's for sure.
It's definitely a chaplain, yeah. I mean, just a regular chaplain, you have a spaceman with skull helm. That's it. That's pretty much it. But this one looks more of a accuser, sort of.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
He really hunts down any discontent, and he's very, very... He looks very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
It's also scary at the same time.
Yeah, it's also one of those... Like, I kind of wish the Reavers got this kind of helmet that he has. Even though I like the Reaver helmets, actually. I'm one of the few, apparently, that like the Reaver skull helmets.
No, I also like the Reaver helmets. They are awesome.
That's good, because I know a lot of people have been complaining about the Reaver. But I'm like,
especially the whole covered face helmets, not the half ones. They look a bit silly, but the whole face helmet, they look awesome.
Yep, I agree. And I also think it's sad that we're never going to see Legion of the Damned again. Because they have been removed out of the codex and everything, unless they become a faction. But I doubt that will happen. That would be super weird if they become a faction. But it's just like, if they would go this path with that army, it would, or that unit rather, I think it would have been so good. But it's a good choice. Yeah. Even though it's not even close to my top 10, but it's still a good looking model. I can still like understand.
As I said, it's weird it got so high up on the list, but it's there because it's that model. I revere it so much.
You have that model, right, in your army?
I don't.
You don't yet? Oh, geez.
That's the thing. I haven't bought it yet.
Oh my god! I'm gonna make a Deathwatch one before you make your own.
Ages, but other stuff has come up, so no.
All right. Well, there we go.
So, what is your top 3? Or number 3?
My number 3 is one that you've mentioned already. Again, this one you've mentioned specifically.
Okay.
And I was shocked that it was not higher on your list. Can you guess which one it is?
No, I can't guess. I'm terrible.
You're terrible at guessing. All right. It's Celestine.
How
can you not put this in your top 5?
I don't know.
It's just such a good model.
It's because other stuff came in the way that she got so low.
Yeah,
and other stuff got higher up because I felt like they needed to be there somehow.
Yeah,
somewhere in my soul.
I understand. You have a love for them, even if you don't feel like the model is the best model. You still have feelings for the model, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why some of them came up higher.
I kind of had to remove that out of my brain when I did this, because I was like, I really want the... I'm not going to spoil anything, by the way, so I'm not going to say anything. Yeah. I'll tell you after. But Celestine is just such a good model, and it's an inspiring model to look at.
It is. It is.
And it's just... If you didn't know anything about Sisters of Battle, or whatever they're called these days, I think that's still their name, right?
Well, yeah, it still calls Sisters of Battles and Adeptas Sororitas, but yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you would just see this one model and you would be like, yeah, I want a Sisters army. Because that's kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
If they're anything close to this one, I want it. And then you look at the old metal models and you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
So please give us some, like, they were talking about showing off the process of the Sisters. But 1/3, like, we've already passed half the year almost. And we still haven't seen anything. I say almost.
Half the year?
Almost. Okay, a quarter of the year then. It's closer to a quarter. It's
yeah, maybe a quarter. I mean, they announced it like, what, 2 months ago? 3?
Yeah. At the beginning of the year somewhere, yeah. But still, though, they were still showing us something this year, and it's going to be released next year, so...
Yeah.
I would still like to see
I hope they come up with some teasers soon.
Celestine, I think I'm going to get her soonish and actually finish her for the army so that the centerpiece part is done. And I think I will do her golden no matter what the color scheme of the rest of my army will be. So maybe that her corset will be like colors that matches the army or something. But I still want her in golden colors because I think it looks so good. Number 3 is Celestine. And nobody can disagree with that choice.
Nobody.
All right,
so my number 2 is the Virtus Praetors, or as more commonly known as the Custodian Biker Squads.
Yeah.
And when you look at that model, I mean, even got it here actually. This is my almost finished painting. I need to do some highlights on his face. I mean, just look at this. I mean, the bike with the eagle on the front and the big giant lance. This doesn't show good in the video.
It's there.
But it's there. I mean, the pictures makes more better. And I mean, I like custodians. I like the look of them. They're like big, golden, chunky Space Marines. And then you put them on that bike. And they become like so much cooler. I mean, they look like, well, a knight, really. I mean, a big knight set in the 40k universe. I mean, in the future.
It's definitely like the centerpiece models of the army. They look really good.
Yeah.
I must agree. I'm not a huge fan of custodians on foot, but as soon as I saw the ones on bike, I'm like, that's pretty nice. That's a good look for them.
I mean, the bike is so ornate. I mean, the armor of the custodians themselves are really ornate from the beginning, and then you put them on this really well-decorated bike. And it's amazing. And with the weapons on the front, and its weapon stats are also really, really good. I mean, when they charge, they get to reroll wounds. And they get either a hurricane bolter, which I have been using in the past, and I love the hurricane bolter.
Yeah, more bolters the better.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about bolters.
Yeah, and then you have also the Melta-ish weapon / flak burst, which gives bonuses against flying units. Like,
yeah, it's I agree with this choice. It's not, once again, it's not one of those that are close to my top 10, but it's still, I can definitely see where you come from with this. It's a really good looking one. Yeah. So why did this become your number 2? Like, is it just because it's in your possession right now and you're working on it?
I think it's a mixture of it's in my possession right now, and maybe my hype for actually using custodians have clouded it a little bit. To make it higher up on the list. I mean, I should have just taken more time to make the list and just put all of that aside and just make a more objectical look on each model in the range. But still, I mean, I think I would have at least some form of custodian higher on my top 10.
Okay.
I really think so. And
this is the best looking one, though.
This is the best looking one. I mean, it's either the bike or these guys with the loincloth thing. The thing, yeah, with the axes. But you can't beat the bike. You just can't.
I'm okay with your choice here. Your number 2.
You just don't agree with me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it would not be, as I said, on my list, but it's a fine choice.
Yeah. So Nurgleprobe, what's your number 2?
My God, this hurts me so much because he was. Oh man, this is the leader of my people right here.
He didn't get number 1?
No, he didn't get number 1. He's number 2 because I'm very sad because I was not thinking we would do Forgeworld models, and then I saw your list and you had Forgeworld models, and let's just say that changed my number 1 quite a lot and fast. But my number 2 is Mortarion. Ta. What a surprise. He was my number 1 for the longest time when I did this list. It was actually like the first thing I put out.
I mean, it's really nice.
It's so good. There's so many details. There's so much going on the model. He is definitely a Primarch that you want on the field if you're playing anything Nurgle related. Just a great looking one. And the thing is, if I just saw him, if I only seen the picture, I don't think he would be in my top 5. Because he looks kind of messy, and I understand that, and a lot of people don't like when there's a lot of things going on. There's maybe too many details on him for him to really pop out. Like, Celestine is very elegant in all the design and the details, which makes it look great.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is a bit more, it's a chaosy model, obviously, so there's a lot of spikes, a lot of different effects going on. But after working on him and just sitting and watching and looking and painting and seeing all the details and what I need to make pop, it's just like, man, there's so many good things. Look at that pistol, for example. It's just
I
so
mean,
good.
For me, I can't take my eyes off the wings.
Yeah, the wings are also really cool. And it's just, the moment I saw this model, I was so happy and excited. Because Death Guard, as we all, well, you may not know, but it's my favorite army. Or my Nurgle is my favorite related things, and Death Guard is obviously one that I've wanted for so long. So, yeah, Mortarion's my number 2. Do we really need to... I think you all understand why. Like, look at
Yeah, we all understand.
It was not on your top 10, though.
Well, I'm not a Nurgle fan, so maybe that's why.
Rude. All right.
So rude.
So I guess we're moving on to the Kremla crop.
What?
The
number 1 spot for me.
And before we say this one, I just want to let everyone that watching this on YouTube or on Twitch chat, I guess. Have you agreed with our lists? Which list was better? Leave in the comments which list was better, and what would you put on your top 5? So I just want to know, because I won, I hope. I think I feel like my list was better.
Yeah, well, your things got better placed on the list, at least.
Yeah, that might be the case. Both are bad. Well, thank you, Queen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so H's number 1.
Number 1. It's very simple, actually. It's not a big model. It's not a very special model. It's a new model. But it's a very scary model to have on the field. It's the Hellblasters from the Primaris stock. I mean,
I can hear the people.
They're like, oh, no. I mean, there's a weapon besides from like the force access and the. I mean, if my favorite weapon, ranged weapon in the 4K universe is the plasma weapons. I mean, with the plasma coils and the just general look of them and the danger of actually using them. I mean, they're really, really interesting and really, really special in a way. And I just adore the look of them.
They explode more at night.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have this specific glow, which I've never really brought out yet on my models. But and then you put that on the Primaris, make it a really heavy weapon. I mean, also, it has 3 different variations.
Yep.
have the standard, which is like just a plasma rifle. You have the heavy weapon choice, which is just a big giant plasma cannon, and you have the lighter choice with which is just a dangerous plasma sprayer, more or less.
Yep.
And the AP -4.
That's not on the model.
It is part of the model. I mean, it is so dangerous on the battlefield. I remember when I used I had a game against this guy. He played Blood Angels, and he dropped down behind me with one of his dreadnoughts, really dangerous dreadnought. He dropped down. He saw my hell blasters. He thought, I'm gonna charge into those hell blasters. And I'm not saying I did not get lucky. I did get very, very lucky. But he charged into my 10 hell blasters, and they shot, and they killed the dreadnought in one charge.
Wait, he charged and you killed it on Overwatch?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That is so lucky.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I can't remember if I overcharged or not. I probably did overcharge. So I probably lost some units in that. But still, his dreadnought got completely destroyed. And he just stood there and stared and be like, what just happened?
Yeah, that would be a salty moment for anyone, I think.
Yeah.
But to defend you in your choice here, against all the people that goes, but these are just Marines! If you enjoy plasma guns, these are probably the best looking plasma unit, or plasma gun wearing unit in the game. Yes. And it is definitely something special about this. If you've played Warhammer 40k for a long time, when this unit came out, just seeing a full unit with just plasma rifles, it feels good.
Yeah.
It is a good feeling. And I can understand why you put it as number one. And I mean, you have some game emotions to it as well. It's not only the models that look great.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I mean, the models look great as well. Just the heavy choice looks really amazing with the power cables coming down and up on the back. And just the regular type also looks real. I mean, the sleek look of just this long plasma rifle.
Mm.
I really, really like them.
Understood. All right. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the beautiful Hellblasters before we move on?
Probably need more Hellblasters. The only downside, they are expensive. They are really expensive. But then again, they do the job.
Yep.
They do their job really, really good.
Really, really good. Mm-hmm. All right. So are we moving on to...
Nurgleprobe,
to the best models. I mean, I think I'm gonna win this. If people vote about who of us made the best list, my number one is just gonna make it happen.
Probably.
Because I think you can even guess what it is, right? Since I mentioned Forgeworld already.
No, I don't think I can.
There's your focus is back. You can't?
I can't.
Well, my number one is a lot of models, because you can't really pick one. And that's the Death Corp of Krieg.
Oh, right.
Or Death Corps of Krieg. Yes. How can you not just look at these models?
Well,
especially the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Or Rogue Riders, Rough Riders, I think that's what they call
it. Rough Riders.
It's just, those horses with the gas mask. Look at that Commissar. And look at that Commissar. It's just, these are the best looking Imperial Guard units and models. And they look like World War. Maybe this is, a hint to why I like artillery things as well. And the Death Corps are focused around artillery, mostly in infantry. So maybe I'm biased. But they're also really good-looking models.
They are really good-looking models.
It's unfortunate that it's a Forgeworld army, because it's going to be so expensive if you want an army of it. Not super bad if you buy their army packs. You get quite a lot of models for it. It's still expensive, but at least you get a good collection to start with. And it's just something about it. It looks very real World War.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy about it.
They do look very down and gritty. I mean, they are... Yeah, gritty is the word, especially with the gas masks.
Yep. They definitely look like the most 40k Imperial Guard army, or Astra Militarum army. Out of all the armies that are out. I almost feel like the Katashan is like the second one because it's something special about bulky guards. And
no, I would probably say, I mean, if the Shadow Corps comes number 1 on the most 40k Imperial Guard army, I do think Cadian come as number 2.
Just because they're so iconic.
Yeah, because they are so iconic to the 40k, really.
Just because of that, but I don't really think they look so modern soldier to me.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of. I guess Katashan does as well.
Yeah, they all look kind of more modern.
It's because I liked them when I was younger. I still like them, but
yeah. But I really agree. I don't think I would put them on the number 1 spot. But yeah, they should it would have probably be, if I did my research a little bit better.
Yeah,
it would probably be on my top 10 list. Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
And this is, of course, a little bit cheating because I didn't pick one model. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be the Commissar. I think that was like one of the most. It's a Commissar that really looks like a Commissar should. It looks threatening and just respect infusing. If that makes sense.
If you don't follow orders.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I want my Commissars to look like. And I don't feel like any of the newer modern Commissars that are sold in plastic do that.
I kind of.
This one. That's the one that's showing now. This one is just like, he demands respect. Both of them actually really good.
Kind of want now to have a Imperial Guard army.
I know. That's what I feel every time I see these. I'm like, man. I really
if I want to make different choices in life.
Exactly.
Nah, I still love my Space Marines.
Yeah, you have Raven Guard, and I mean you love Raven Guard. So
yeah, I do.
And there's never too late to start another army.
Well, you need monies.
Yeah, that's that's what I thought you meant by life choices. Because anyway, that's my number 1, and that was the whole list.
That list. Yeah.
So
again, everybody who's watching later on the YouTubes,
let us know
whose list was better and how would your list look like?
That's what I want to see, because I want to see some good models now. I want to read some comments and just be like, oh shit, I forgot that one. Oh, that one. Oh, and that one.
Yeah.
That's
a problem. There are too many models.
There's a lot of Warhammer and Age of Sigmar models that missed the list because I don't have as much experience with that universe. And just overall, I haven't played and painted with those models as much. But I feel like we should almost do a fantasy top.
Yeah, it could be a thing.
So that we get to see that side of the game as well. I
do remember walking into the sci-fi bookstore the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a good look at the Lizardman box set and compared them to how they look like in the Total War game.
Yep.
And the Lizardmen look so derpy. They look really, really derpy. I mean, their faces are like squished. They don't really look like lizards. They look more like toads, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just
the
weird.
skinks, yeah. Those models, the base models, haven't been updated since last edition of the fantasy game. I think it's still like the fantasy models that they just put on round.
Yeah,
bases.
They're still very behind on that.
Yeah, some of the dinosaurs and stuff are new, I believe, but a lot of the basic troops are old. I still like them though. But it's mostly because of the big dinosaurs, because they look good. I don't know. Age of Sigmar has a lot of cool armies and cool things that I would like to paint and try, but since not a lot of us play Age of Sigmar, it's probably never going to happen. I'd rather just go into Kill Team if I want to try some new stuff. Like, I want to try some Tau. Let's paint up some Tau and play a small squad of it.
Have a Kill Team of that. Yeah.
So, let's say goodbye to the YouTubers before we move on to our Total War campaign. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you, YouTube, for being the best place on the internet. But this has been the Command Point with me, Nurgleprobe, and H8 down below. And welcome. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed our top 10 models, really. We went through all of it. pretty, like, the same, basically. On
Yeah.
10. And next time we'll see you, we'll talk about the Deathwatch codex, probably.
Yes, then we will talk about the Deathwatch.
Unless some
I'm really looking
huge
forward
news.
to talking about that.
Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to that, because they are really cool. Unless some big news happens before then, that we need to do, like, a super short episode of, but I don't think so.
Like Sisters Things.
Oh, Sister Things! As soon as Sister Things happen, we'll stream live from our phones or something. Just make sure that it happens.
The moment they release some pictures, we were like, we must record. Stop everything.
Stop the presses. That's the thing that we do, apparently. Thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and follow us and all those cool things. H, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me on the YouTubes.
There's a link down below.
There is.
There will be.
There will be a link down below on the YouTubes to my Mr. H8 YouTube account.
Yeah, there will be.
Which doesn't have any content at the moment.
But it's there. And they can also find you on Twitch.
On Twitch at H8.
And I think that's what's down below, actually. I don't think your YouTube link is down below. So it's your, it's your Twitch link. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.